How did you save someone's life? I worked as an exterminator for over a decade and was only a few credits short of an entomology degree. Bed bugs were my specialty. I'd handled infestations most people couldn't imagine. But this story of revenge wasn't for me. It was for one of the kindest souls I'd ever met. Let's call her Ellen. Ellen was a retired nurse who'd lived through the Great Depression. And by the time I met her, she was living alone in a subsidized apartment. Management called me in, saying there was a small bug issue. What I found was horrifying. Ellen was completely infested with bed bugs. They were in her hair, on her clothes, even crawling on her skin. For the infestation to be this bad, it had to have been going on for years, totally neglected. I called an ambulance right away and warned them to decontaminate her, or they'd risk spreading it further. Ellen was severely anemic. She was lucky to have avoided serious infection. They took her in immediately, scrubbing her down and taking her clothes for disposal. After that, I couldn't let it slide. Bedbug treatments aren't cheap, and I had contacts in adult protective services and local charities from my community work. I called everyone. For an infestation this bad, management had ignored every housing regulation. I contacted the local news, gathered statements from neighbors, and convinced other tenants to file civil suits. In the end, it came out that the apartment management had falsified inspection records, failing to protect their residents. The manager was arrested for elder neglect, and the staff was replaced. I kept in touch with Ellen after that just to make sure she was okay. She passed away a few years later, but I'll never forget her or forgive the people who let her suffer.